Are you preparing for the MET, but you still don't know what the evaluators are looking for in your responses? Hello, my name is Yola Jala, and today I will explain you exactly what the evaluators consider when checking your speaking responses. Stick to this video and let's start. The MET speaking tests you in three different aspects. The first one is called task completion. The second one is called language resumes. And the third one is called delivery. Let's take a closer view to each one of them. The first element MET considers is task completion. What is it? Well, it is to answer the question you have been asked. Many people start rushing at the moment of answering and start speaking, and saying a lot of things, but they do not answer the question. It's obvious. If they're asking you a question, you need to address that question and answer directly. Or some other people just give a very short answer without details or examples. It's needed that you have a balance. It's not needed that you just rush and answer, but it's also incorrect if you just give a very short answer. So task completion means that you answer the question and do it fully with reasons, examples, and obviously support your response. How many reasons, how many examples I need to say? Well, it depends on your level. Are you aiming at getting a B1? Probably with a few of them would be enough. If you're aiming at B2, you need to say many more things. And if you're aiming at getting C1, well, you need to speak as much as possible and be as clear as possible. And that leads us to our second element. The second element that MET evaluators consider is called language resource. What is it? Well, it has to do with vocabulary and with grammar. Those are two topics that are considered in this part. So it's common that we make mistakes. It's normal. If you're aiming at getting a B1 level, probably they would accept you to have some mistakes more than usual because you are demonstrating or you want to have a B1 level, and it's common in a B1 level to have mistakes. But if you're aiming at getting a B2 level, you may have fewer mistakes because you're aiming at getting a B2. But if your objective is to get a C1, you can have just fewer mistakes. And over here, something super important to consider, complex sentences. If you're aiming at getting B2, you need to have complex sentences. You need to learn about them and use them while speaking. If you want to have a C1, totally needed. You won't have C1 if you don't know about complex sentences. For B1 level, no worries, you can keep with your simple vocabulary. But again, I repeat, this part is about two components, grammar and vocabulary. So what about the vocabulary? You need to show you know lots of words, you know lots of vocabulary. If you keep on saying that one idea is good, it's so simple. You need to try to use different kind of words than just good. You might use positive, beneficial, convenient, and you would stop saying good. This is just an example. Obviously, there are lots of words that we use. We need to try to find which words are so basic and learn some advanced vocabulary in order to have a higher score. Now, let's move to the element number 3. And the element number 3 MET evaluates is called delivery. Delivery evaluates your pronunciation, your fluency, and your pauses. So what you need to do is speak clearly. Whenever you make those not natural pauses, like when you include something like eh, mm, these are not natural pauses. People make them a lot, and it affects the scores negatively. Instead, you should try to speak smoothly. If you're hurrying up, speaking quickly, probably you will have lots of pauses. But if you speak a little bit slower, you might avoid having those pauses that are not natural when speaking. If, because of your personality, you speak fast and you don't have those pauses, perfect. If you're aiming at getting as you want, you need to speak quickly, but you should avoid having those pauses. If you're aiming at getting a B2, you need to try to speak in your own rhythm. Try not to have those pauses. They affect, as I mentioned before, negatively your score. To sum up, we need to focus on three aspects. First, answer the question directly. You need to answer the question as direct as possible. Second, use a variety of grammar structures and a variety of vocabulary. Do not say always the same words. And third, speak clearly. Do not make unnecessary pauses. These three main elements will make a difference in your speaking performance if you follow them in an accurate way. If you have had some difficulties trying to get this high MET score, or you might need to feel prepared before taking the exam, check out my courses. You will find structured exercises, feedback, and strategies for each type of question so that you can go with more confidence for this MET exam and get B1, B2, or C1 in a very short time. Check out the courses that are on the links.